We're back with home again. If you didn't watch the England video yesterday because you thought, what's this? That was part of this. That was we were offered the England job during the transfer special a few days ago. You should watch both. But this is just home. Normal service resumes. Manchester City in a Champions League game. Easy peasy. Hello and welcome to part 160 of It's Coming Home. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we are at home to Manchester City in the Premier League and at home to Schalke in the Champions League. Since you were last with me, this is what we've been getting up to. We had a very good start to the season, 3 straight wins. Then the wheels came off and we started playing against good teams. A draw at home against Liverpool and a defeat away against Arsenal. We've been struggling to get a team together. Not struggling to get a team together, but some of our key players, Dianzi, Kano, Alves, have been injured. Hopefully the international break means they're nice and shiny and fit again. This is what the Premier League table looks like. I know we're only 5 games in and we're exactly where the media predicted we'd be, but more importantly, only 3 points off the top of the table. So there's nobody who's had 5 wins from 5, which is reassuring. We might get another season like that one where nobody wanted to win it, so we just took it because no one else wanted it. We want more seasons like that. They're our bread and butter. Champions League draw wise, this is harder than last year because we didn't win the league this time round. We only got 3rd seeds, so we're in a group with Monaco, Schalke and Fenerbahce. Now I think we should be able to get 2nd place in this group. I don't know how we compare against Monaco, but we're going to learn a lot from this first game against Schalke. If we can beat them at home and beat them convincingly, then I believe we can get out of this group. If not, we might get another chance at winning the Europa League. Who knows? Let's get into a match, shall we? This is the team we're putting out there. We've got Powell in goal, a back four of Candemil, a fit again Dianzi alongside Lee, Mayer at right back, a fit-ish again Alves. I mean, he can play 75 minutes. He's that good. We should probably have him in. He's going to be behind Cristiano and Yamin, with Costa behind Akamo and Kano, who are together again for the first time all season. This is the first game they've started together. We started the season with an injury to Kano. Akamo then picked up a knock, and we just haven't looked the same without our 40-goal strike partnership up top. But they are back together with Costa behind them. It's our Spanish attack. Yes, we want to avenge what happened last time we played Manchester City. We've seen recent performances from both Powell and Costa in an England versus Spain game in the England episode yesterday. So we've seen good and bad points from both of them. I don't know what kind of form either of them are going to be in going into this game. Hopefully, they're both buoyant and happy. Powell makes a save early on. City have already had 3 shots, so remember, this is a Manchester City team who absolutely dominated things last year. They are all of a sudden a very good team again after being very poor for a couple of years. There was a few years there where Manchester City were a mid-table team, but obviously with the amount of money they've got, they presumably built a really good team. Then they all got old and had to spend a year or 2 signing lots of other good young players under a new manager. And now they've got a bunch of the best players in the world again, but they're just different ones to what they had 3 or 4 years ago when they were winning everything. We had our good season at the perfect time because we managed to jump in and win it in a season where Man City were rebuilding. But they're now rebuilt. They won the league last year and they look like a solid team again. And I'll be very happy if we can find a draw today, especially after what happened against Liverpool and Arsenal recently. I know it would then make it 3 Premier League games without a win, but I always talk about what results we budget for, and especially if we're down to 10 men, we ain't budgeting to beat Manchester City. Mayer has just gone in like a crazy man there. That was a ridiculous attempt at a challenge, and he's got himself sent off. Just too whipped up, too excited. It's like when I was a kid and I used to get full fat pop rather than the caffeine-free diet pop. I'd get too overexcited and do silly things, and that's exactly what's just happened to Mayer. And now I don't know what to do. The obvious thing is take Alves off because he's not fully fit anyway. But then we lose Alves, and we're not losing yet. So I do wonder if maybe we take off Akamo or Costa. I think we probably take off Akamo, bring Silva on, play him at right back, and we're just going to have to perhaps play him as a shadow striker. Just there. and swap those two over. It's probably not the best plan I've ever had, but I'm more interested in keeping a solid back four with Alves in front of them rather than trying to figure out a way to score. It's weird. It's not how I normally do things. I know we're still on a positive mentality. We're still pushing the fullbacks on. It doesn't make a lot of sense because we're obviously still set up to try and score goals. But I think it would be mad to leave two strikers on when we're down to 10 men and sacrifice a more defensive player against the best team in the Premier League. So we're not going to do that. Lee, the highlight just ended. Just stopped. Silva is well out of position here and doesn't have the pace of Mayer or Candemil to chase back. Powell does make a good save though, and there's Alves getting into cover. That's why we wanted him as part of the team, because he's just there to clean up after everybody. We are going to have to keep an eye on his fitness levels. We've got Ricardo on the bench who can come on for him, will come on for him when the time comes. But he's obviously a former Manchester City player. I mean, to be honest, he'll come on with a point to prove because he played regularly for Manchester City for a couple of years, and I think he's one of the ones who suffered as part of that rebuild that they went through, and he just stopped playing. We've conceded a goal. It's from a set piece as well, which is double frustrating because we had done so well, but the defending there is absolutely non-existent. To let the ball bounce in the penalty area and then have three Man City shirts chasing after it with no home players around is just really, really poor. Let's show some passion. Bear in mind we've already had a player sent off. What we need now is to whip them all up again. Let's go and grab a goal. Dianzi plays it back to Powell. I don't know what to do for this change. I'm going to take Alves off on 70 minutes, I think. I'm tempted to bring a striker on for him, maybe bring Mira on. Silva, can he get in behind? That slight lack of pace that he's got compared to what we're used to is a problem again, both defensively and now attacking as well. He's obviously not going to be someone we want to play on a regular basis. We need our fullbacks to be blisteringly fast because they're effectively playing in two positions, and I think Silva's shown a couple of times since he's been on the pitch today that he just can't do the job the way Mayer and Riviere before him and Candemil and even Sands gets up and down that left-hand side much faster than Silva seems to be doing. Right, I do want to get a striker on. Alves has got to come off, so let's bring Mira on for him. And I think I'm going to bring on another central midfielder and just go a 4 flat 3 flat 2 and do it that way round, so Costa can come off as well, and we don't have a central midfielder on the bench. So in that case, let's bring Ricardo on and tuck him behind there. And then maybe have Yamin more attack-minded and do that as a way to try and get back into the game. We're going to demand more. We want an equaliser. I mean, in the circumstances, we've not played badly. That's a worry. But I want an equaliser. Someone get the ball to Mira. We still haven't had Mira score a goal yet. Our Brazilian wonder kid isn't working out the way I hoped just yet. But we have got... I mean, this has got to be the last opportunity. There's 15 seconds left on the clock and we've not got the ball. We need to get hold of the ball, take it up the other end and score a goal with it. But City seem to have other ideas. Cross comes in and, they've misheard me there. They have misheard me and done the wrong thing entirely. They've destroyed us today, looking at those stats. But we have been down to 10 men. I don't want to see the replay. It's just going to upset me. This is 2 Premier League defeats in a row, 3 Premier League games without a win. And now we go into a Champions League game that we have to win. And knowing that we're going to come off the back of that with the famous Champions League hangover as well. So probably make it 3 defeats in a row. We need this new team to gel and fast. Let's go and play Schalke. Just the one change for the Schalke game. Then Alves managed to get himself injured again. I don't even know what's wrong with him. He's got like pink crotch by the looks of it. Which, I imagine that's quite sore. So he misses out. Ricardo comes in for him. I realise I haven't announced the Champions League squad in a video yet. And as you can see, it's actually not too bad. We've pretty much got everybody in it that we would want to be in it. And the only ones not registered, Rodriguez, who we've loaned out. I can't even remember where he went. He went on loan to Atalanta. Montebello as well, who's been loaned out. The one that we'd probably want, or the two, are these 2 loanees. So Hervé, who has played a couple of games while Dianzi was injured. It would have been nice to have him in the squad, but not a disaster that he's not. Same with Ruiz Carrillo, played a couple of games, but not a disaster that he's not part of the squad. It just means Mira is going to get more of an opportunity in this competition. So let's get out there, hopefully beat Schalke. We need a win. I can't remember that. Someone said the other day it's I think it was on the last episode of last season, 3 episodes without a win now, Kev. Well, obviously, we then had a transfer special, so that's 4 episodes without a win. If we don't win this match, that's 5 episodes in a row in this series where we've not won a match, which is worrisome. So hopefully, we'll be able to pick... In fact, no, we won on the first day of the new season, didn't we? Forget all that. We won in the last episode. I forgot about. They all blur together. To give you some context, recording this Friday lunchtime, I was still recording the transfer special at 11 o'clock last night. So that's how many videos I've done in a reasonably short amount of time. My brain's broken. They all blur together. But Robert Costa's just put us 1-0 up with his 3rd goal of the season. Ricardo hits a nice corner, and Costa with a good header. We saw him do that for Spain against England. He's clearly quite good in the air. For our unpredictable attacking midfielder, which is what he was billed as, in my mind, bit of a Matt Letizia situation, but he's clearly good in the air as well, because we've seen him score a couple of headers now, both for Spain and home, which is splendid. I think I'm going to look to get Mira on for maybe half an hour of this second half. Kano and Akemo, it's only their 2nd game playing together this season, but they didn't look sharp against Man City. Ruiz Carrillo played a lot of the time when they were both injured because he was scoring goals, so he was getting the nod ahead of Mira. But I want Mira to turn into a star. He's got 5-star potential. He's the one who's got the potential to go and be a proper world-class striker, world superstar. So Champions League, we're not going to win it this year, so the Champions League seems like a good opportunity to get game time into him. So whoever's playing worse out of the 2 strikers on the hour mark gets to come off. Kano, I mean, in the end, that's gone out for a throw-in, but he did well to bring it down. It looked like he was dead cert to score, but alas, it went wide. And they're both having poor games, so we'll do it on fitness. Kano can come off, Mira can come on. Just the one change. Let's have a bit of passion as well. I know we're 1-0 up, but I want to see us do better than that. I don't want to risk a late goal going in and us all getting grumpy about it. So let's go grab another one. Plus, I want to get the ball forward to Mira and see what he can actually do. See him in a game situation. Can Costa play up front? He can, but not very well. Because we don't have a second... I want to take Akemo off as well. And Manu seems like the obvious one to come on. In fact, I am going to do that. And we're just going to stick Costa up top there. But playing in a... I mean, he can actually play that role. Costa and Mira up front. Manu in behind. Let's try that. I mean, he's good in the air. Why not play him up front when needs be? It gets Manu on the pitch a little bit more, and obviously Manu is our hero. Cross comes in, and Powell can't get there, but Lee is there to cover as it bounces back off the crossbar, and it's a corner for Schalke, and this is what I'm worried about. We've been the better team for most of the match, but Schalke, the last 10 minutes or so, are starting to get more of the ball. They're starting to get some shots in. They're getting consecutive corners. This is where we need to make sure we don't take our eye off the ball and let them back into the game, because this group is going to be tight. We need this home win against the team we're effectively competing for second place with, or else we've got a problem. Ricardo on a yellow card. Dean Morris can come on for him. Again, bags of international experience, league titles, Champions League experience. Not the worst man to be able to bring on in that situation, although Candemil looks like he's struggling for fitness, so maybe Sands for Candemil would have been what is wrong with Candemil there? He looks exhausted. That's a bit of a problem. But who cares? We won a match. Hooray! Hopefully, plenty more where that came from. I haven't even looked at the fixture list yet to work out when where we're gonna start in our next episode. We usually try and show one match of each team in the group stages. So, in the interest of pushing forward a little bit, I think we'll do the away game against Fenerbahce, and then Monaco, and there'll be some England episodes in between there as well. So it looks like for the next week or so almost, we'll be rotating back and forth between home and England. So if you didn't give the England series a try yesterday, you should go back and give it a try, because that's probably what you've got coming up tomorrow. If you have enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.